Hey, look at this cool plant. That's called milkweed.
What is milkweed?
Milkweed is a perennial herbaceous wildflower, which basically means they come back every year and are soft and leafy. There are many different types of milkweed, like common milkweed, butterfly weed, swamp milkweed, antelope horns milkweed, purple milkweed, desert milkweed, and even more. Due to all the different species, milkweed can be found almost anywhere in North America, and in a variety of colors. Inside of the plant is a milky sap that it's named after, milkweed. The sap is made of cardiac glycosides, which are poisonous to most animals, but not all.
Here comes a monarch butterfly. These insects live off of milkweed. When they are little caterpillars, it's all they eat. They store the poison of the milkweed in their bodies, making themselves toxic and undesirable to predators. Then when they grow into beautiful butterflies, they lay their eggs on milkweed to continue the life cycle.
Since milkweed plays such an important role in the lives of monarchs, monarchs simply couldn't exist without milkweed. Milkweed is like home for them. They live where the milkweed is.
But why do monarch butterflies matter?
Well, monarchs are pollinators. They spread pollen from plants so we have food to eat. 1/3 of our food supply is directly impacted by the work of pollinators, like monarchs. So the less milkweed, the less monarchs, and the less food. Overall, the existence of monarchs are important for the health of our planet.
Now, what's the big deal? Everyone is happy, right? We all get food. Unfortunately, it's not all sunshine when it comes to milkweed and monarchs. Monarch populations have been decreasing since 1997. This is because the amount of milkweed has been decreasing.
Here's the problem. The use of herbicides and pesticides can kill milkweed and other plant species, which negatively affects monarchs. Urban development can lead to a large-scale process of converting natural habitats and clearing land. Often, this is done through logging and deforestation, which also occurs for harvesting resources. Agriculture is another leading cause of habitat loss as farmers cultivate more land for crops and animals. Climate change may force monarchs out of some areas because they require certain temperatures for reproduction and migration. Speaking of climate change, it presents a whole nother set of issues.
It causes monarch breeding areas to move farther north so their migration is longer and more difficult so they have a lower chance of survival. The increased CO2 levels related to climate change makes milkweed more toxic, maybe too toxic for even monarchs to withstand. Also, drought conditions result in fewer milkweed plants.
Remember how many species of milkweed there are? Well, milkweed has some unfriendly relatives, the pale swallowwort and the black swallowwort. These are not native to North America, but they look similar enough to milkweed that monarchs will accidentally lay their eggs on them. When the eggs hatch, the caterpillars die because they cannot eat anything but milkweed.
What does this all mean?
Monarchs are in danger. They are dependent on milkweed, so their survival is becoming harder and harder as environmental threats pile up. If we lose monarchs, we'll lose an important part of our ecosystem. Monarchs can be a great indicator of the state of the planet. The more butterflies, the better we're doing.
But don't fear just yet. There are a few ways you can help out. 1. Plant native milkweed or even your own butterfly garden. 2. Avoid using pesticides. 3. Support conservation programs. 4. Identify invasive milkweed relatives and get rid of them. And 5. Educate others.
Show this video to your friends and family to bring awareness to the situation, and do your own research on how you can maximize your efforts to save the monarchs.